Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to go ahead and do a really advanced shamanic meditation that is for beginners. Okay, so it's advanced because not a lot of other people do it, but if you're a beginner and you do this step, you're going to see lots of growth that comes into your psychic abilities, your metaphysical naturalism. But I will warn you, it's going to be intense. So once you open that can of worms, you cannot shut it, all right? And this is all about fear and our own limitation. A lot of times, our fear is just a direct projection of an internal disharmony. So sometimes your fears, even though they are conditioned through an external reality, are not always logical within your system, especially if you're living in a different reality. Maybe you have learned really valuable lessons through your experiences, which should have dismantled the fear, but still allowed you to keep the lessons. There's this imbalance that happens with the human condition, that sometimes fear clings, kind of like gum, to certain areas of your system, and it won't let go. Even though you've healed it, the fear pattern, even though it doesn't have anything to attach itself to in the terms of emotions and a file, is still going to stick to you. All right? And you're going to see how this happens once we've done this meditation. So the first thing you have to understand is once you've opened this, it's going to flush through you. You're going to have to just deal with whatever comes out, and it's okay. You know, it's a loving process. You're doing a massive energy shift with just this technique, all right? So I want you to set the intention right now that we're in the same room together. Don't complicate it. Don't freak out about it. Don't feel any fear towards this meditation, even though you know it's going to unlock a lot. And we're going to start doing this quickly. Deep breath. That was for the present. The next breath is going to be for the past. The next one for the future. The next one for both the future and the past. The next one for future, past, present. The next one for everything that's inside of that spectrum. The next one for everything outside that spectrum. Let go of your mind. Let go of your energy system. Let it roam. A lot of times when you're learning shamanism, the first thing you learn is that your energy is really restricted. Like, you have a natural tendency to push your energy into your body and not feel like you're more than what the physical body is. Sometimes this manifests because, I'm too shy. I don't want to give out my energy like that. Other times it's because you're like, I don't know how to be anything other than what I am. Other times it's like, I feel like I have so much power, I shouldn't let this out in any way, shape, or form. Okay? It doesn't matter how you interpret it in your system, or even if you're conscious of it, everyone's doing it. Okay? Another deep breath. So we're deciding to bring that fear out forward. We're acknowledging that it exists to some degree. And you're going to allow it to not exist inside of you anymore. You set that intention and you give into your system. And you start letting whatever fear that you have about yourself, your abilities, where you're going, to just pour out of you. The reason why you do this is because now you're summoning the fear from the internal and you're pushing it out to the external, okay? You have to force yourself sometimes to push it out. And the way you push it out is by giving yourself. So if you feel like you have to push the energy out by almost similar to when you're constipated, you're wrong. You're using too much chakra. Surrendering is actually going to give you a lot more energy. So take another deep breath. Surrendering is just hard because you'll feel pain and you're like, oh, but I'm relaxing. Why am I feeling pain? The pain is an illusion. The pain is part of the fear. So I just give in to that pain. Eventually the pain has to stop. Because there is no fear that I'm willing to let in my reality. As you continue to do this, make this intention inside of yourself or out loud. My fears are going to get transfigured, meaning they're going to change their state to the opposite. When you think of fear, what is the next word that comes to you? Well, when I say fear, I immediately see love. So all the fear in my system is going to be transfigured to love. If fear brings up another negative word for you, find a positive word that you're going to change fear with. Or if you see, for instance, fear and shame, two negative words, make the intention that your fear and shame are going to come out of your system and into your external reality. Take another deep breath. At this moment, you need to be real with yourself. You're not afraid of yourself. To be afraid of yourself is to be your own worst enemy. That makes no sense. To be afraid of your own illusion or your own reflection makes no sense. If all of external reality is just a representation of what's internal, meaning external reality is your mirror, why are you afraid of your reflection? That makes no sense. As you get closer to it, you must remind yourself that you are going to relax into this, that this is a fundamental part of your reality. It's not enough to touch these frequencies and these understandings and stay inside of them for an hour, 30 minutes, doesn't matter how long. It's important for you to sit here, relax into it, and let it become a part of your reality. Let it sink into everything that you are and let it take over. Let it transcend your physical and enter into your reflection. If you find yourself doing something like this, mudras, while you're doing this whole entire process, that's fine, that's normal. Sometimes you might make something like this, sometimes you might make something totally different. Your body just wants to. This is internal knowledge of your own system. So own it. When I first started meditating a lot, I would do something like this, or I would do some sort of weird sign, and when I would catch myself doing it, I'd be like, ooh, that's weird. Until one day a master told me, no, this is knowledge from something else that you've done in another lifetime. Today I understand that I was a Buddhist monk, so I know a lot of these mantras and these mudras by heart. And I trust myself. I trust that my fear is an illusion. And as I did that, my body shaked and something got pulled out of my kidneys. I trust that by letting go of this fear, I'm going to ascend towards love. And I trust that this fear that's been harboring itself inside of me is not going to hold me back or cause me any resistance, because I'm letting it go in the highest consciousness possible. A lot of times people do these types of meditations and they're like, but what if my fears manifest into the world and then take shape and come back to get me? And if that's what you want to happen, we're clearly stating here that we don't want any negative repercussions. We're just letting it go. And we're letting it change its figure, transfigure into love. That has to be your truth. That fear does not have to hold on to you. When you feel that understanding, you might feel pain in your body. If fear does not have to hold on to me, I don't have to hold on to fear. I'm going to let it go. At this moment, you can be using 5D energy as well, or you could have started this meditation with 5D energy. As the concepts are very similar, we're breaking a contract. You're becoming aware of the yin and the yang, the dualistic portions of your reality, understanding that you have stepped into a contract with something that no longer serves you. That contract can be broken. It's not enough just you knowing this. It's got to be a sensation that you completely immerse yourself in. You have to feel it in every portion of your body, that this no longer is an issue for me. Take another deep breath. If you see any images from other portions of your life that are related to fear, or another situation that doesn't even seem like fear, just know that whatever is coming up at this moment is something that is tied to fear, even though it doesn't feel like it. A memory that I'm having is my parents fighting when I was a child. And me, consciously, I'm feeling like, oh, not again. But underneath it all, since I started off with fear, I know that is a fear that was interpreted as a ugh. Energy can change its form, especially when we're dealing with emotions. Now understand this, you are a tree. Just like any other tree, there are a bunch of organisms that may be existing inside of you. Some of these organisms feed off of fear. Maybe your hunger. Maybe your dreams, maybe an entity that has attached itself to you. I no longer harbor a healthy space for these entities. I no longer empower these energies that exist within me and out of me. Again, my body twitched. And if you feel that last one was painful, and I'm chugging through it, I don't care. Like, it's going to be painful if you do it, like, but I would rather not have that in my system. It's almost like when you go to a massage. Some massages can be really painful. But when you get up off the table, you feel amazing. So that's the same thing that you're doing here. You can't be afraid of the pain. You can't be afraid of what the images are going to be shown to you. You can't be afraid of the what ifs when you take out this energy from your system and you let it exist outside of you. You can't be afraid of anything because you're in the present moment. And this present moment is what's taking the fullest vibration. Whatever you are feeling right now, which is amazing, good energy, positive vibes, you're letting things out of yourself. You feel like you're really freeing yourself, right? This right here has all to do with you manifesting a new reality, because you're letting the internal now funnel itself out of you. And then you're saying that you're changing it. Everything is spiritual tech. So really put yourself in this understanding that you can do this through our shamanic practices much more easy than the way I was even taught. And that's why I'm updating it for you, because I had to sit there for hours and hours and hours trying to understand where my master was trying to take me. Now I've learned how to pull that out of people very quickly. This should be how your practice is. You're being authentic with yourself. Is this something that you wholeheartedly want? Are you tired of living with fear? It's time to let it go. It's just as simple as that. Like, I've had a raccoon in my attic that comes, here and there, and we've been trying to catch it so we can relocate it. It's been giving me issues, all right? Even though when I first saw it, I thought it was super cute, now I'm over it because he makes noises at night. So I'm ready. I'm done with it. I'm not negotiating with this raccoon. I'm not negotiating with this fear. You got to go, period. It's going to happen regardless of whether or not it takes me 2 days or a week. That raccoon's bouncing. That's exactly how you have to feel. You have to own your healing. A lot of times healers or people who are trying to let go of energy in general, okay? This is both an earther and a healer mixture episode here. Like, you have to understand that if you're trying to heal yourself and you don't believe that you can make it happen, you're going to keep the energy just like this. But if you believe and you let go of the energy. A lot of times people heal in faith. I hope this does what it needs to do so this person can move forward. And I know that the spirit exists and it flows through me and alchemy is a thing. I hope all of it just works together for the highest good of all. Faith can be interpreted that way, or even on just like, I know this is gonna like deliver an impact to this person. That's still not stating what it is that you're gonna be doing, okay? That's a part of you that is still almost like in doubt. Almost like you could do it, but who knows if you could do it, right? I know that I'm letting go of this energy. I know that this energy is going to fight me to try to stay in my reality by giving me pain and making me jolt. I know these things, but I'm not going to allow this to be a part of my reality anymore. So a little bit of pain goes a long way. Let the fear try to zap me on the way out. I'd rather feel that than continue to feel fear. And here, as I said that, I just got another zap that hurt, which was like kind of like the fear of being like, shut your mouth. I just don't care. Like, it just does not matter. So like at this point too, if you know how to do the neurocode 1, or you know how to do the grandmaster key of quantum Reiki for the root chakra, you can apply both of those energies now and have that amplify. So let's do that. Let's see what happens next. I'm going to do both. Neurocode 1, grandmaster key of the root chakra. I'm going to relax into it. I'm targeting all the fear that I was just talking about, that we've been working on. And there, I could have done that as well with the 5D energy this whole entire time, or I could have just done the meditation by itself and not really focused too much on it. You might be seeing in the video like there's waves of energy, kind of like these clear waves of energy, almost like a bluish color as well, that are flowing right from me. That's all the energy that I just unlocked by sitting here and saying that I'm not gonna let fear be a part of my reality. And I'm feeling it. I feel it. Like, I'm not going to let illogical fear be a part of my reality. And I relax into it. I'm not going to let fear from my past be anything that is even a reality factor for me. And I keep doing like mantras like that. I'm not going to be afraid of myself and the potential that I can deliver to the world. I'm not going to be afraid of whether or not I will be successful at what I do. I'm not going to be afraid of anything that I still don't even understand that's inside of me that is fearful. And I keep letting go of my mind into it. If you feel a certain part of your body that's tight, give into it. And this is our shamanic training for metaphysical naturalism on fear. Try this as many times as you need to. Make it a second nature of your existence and practice, okay? I'll see you in the next episode.